And we are on, and we are live tonight.
How about that?
About time! I hope they can hear us tonight at least. What is confidence right now, Seth? Is the confidence high that we're on?
9.5.
All right, good.
Wow, 9.5. That's a bold statement.
That's
woo. Good start.
Yeah, I know. Talking smack. Tonight's a practice show of sorts, and we got the crew here with us tonight. I'm Dan Miner, your host tonight. Joining me to my left over here, minor league football Hall of Famer, Snacks, Hank Pelton.
It's gonna be fun.
It's fun.
I'm so nervous about this introduction right now. What do you got?
Well, head honcho, lead guitarist for the hottest rock band around, and former coach of many hockey players that have failed miserably.
A guy who's paid for Bruce Springsteen's mortgage.
Yeah, that's actually.
Oh, I see what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a beat on
Soul
Sullivan.
Doggy Dog, my man, my birthday partner, Mike Sullivan. What's up,
Hello,
brother?
Everybody. Nothing.
Good.
Excited.
It's good to
Wicked
see you.
excited.
Joining us also tonight is a guy that we're going to see a lot of, and a guy that I've been working with for 30 years now?
Yeah, I think we started back in '95.
Yeah,
like
so I'm
that.
going to
It's
say
been a long
30
time.
years. And a guy that's my right-hand man for a lot of stuff around town. It's John Pratt. We call him Cinnamon Man Bun, Johnny Dingo, Johnny Thunder.
That cinnamon man bun thing. I've never worn my hair in a man bun in my life. It's
That's
just-
what they say.
Yeah, but you've
I can
worn your
never
hair in
figure
a
that out.
do-rag.
do-rag is one thing. You got to keep it out of your hair and
Do-rag is a
everything.
do-rag. Do-rag's not a Cinnamon
Yeah,
Man
so
Bun.
Where did it come up?
Well, one day Pete saw me. I had my hair pulled back, and the ponytail was kind of up here. It was when my hair wasn't quite as long as it is now. And he's just like, "Oh, what is that? A man bun, John?" And it was just one of those things.
The other
It
three
was-
guys here don't have that problem.
And, well,
And of course, we've got our guy behind all the dials and everything. You can't see him tonight, but the shadow, Seth Cooper. Good to have Seth. And before we get going, I gotta say best wishes to our boy RJ Stockdale, going through some stuff right now, and nothing but the best to our brother. He was, we'll get to the start of the show and how this all came about, but as excited as we all are, you would amp it up a couple of notches for RJ. Anybody knows RJ?
I've known RJ 30 years, and for him to get excited about anything is something kind of unique to watch. But I mean, I only had a couple quick conversations with him. Yeah, no, he's beyond.
Oh,
excited.
he was so excited about this, and he'll be with us in a few weeks. Also, Jack Celeste, the coach. Coach tonight is changing crappy diapers again. I think it's either that or he's bowling, and he sucks at bowling too because his sons-in-law are going to kick his ass again. So it is what it is. I'm letting you know that, but and we're going to have other casts that are going to be coming in, and other people that are going to be regular contributors to the show as well too. And what the show is about. You got your finger up. What's the finger up for?
Just wanted to say, Talking Smack brought to you by the Bullpen Tavern, Oscar Smokehouse, Adventure Family Fun Center, Clean It Out Containers, Edward Jones, Stephen Babson's office, Mullins Constructions, High Society, for use only by adults 21 or older. Keep out of children or pets, and in case of an accidental ingestion or overconsumption, contact the Poison Center today and consume responsibly. Also, want to say thank you to Alan Powers, CPA, and a big thank you to everyone tuning in so far. Donna, appreciate it very much for the comment, and Fred, it's always great to hear from you as well. Yes, this definitely is a motley-looking crew. If you notice, also, we do have a QR code on the right hand.
Explain how this works.
Yeah, so the QR code
It's to the right of my head.
Yes, basically it's a super chat, and you can be a part of the show. Basically what it is you send $10 or more. It'll get you a nickname from our cast of characters here.
Do we have to remember the nickname afterwards?
Yes. I
crap.
have the notes. We'll be
say, you're
okay.
gonna pay attention, write stuff down, right?
Yes, absolutely. That's.
Is there going to be a test at the end?
I don't think so. We're not smarter.
We're failing.
We
I'll
are
tell
not
you what.
smarter than a fifth
Say, I
grader
haven't
here.
Passed the test in years, so.
But super chats, they are open. You can scan the QR code. Any dollar amount is appreciated. And also, if you donate $10 or more, like we mentioned, it'll get you a nickname from one of our cast of characters. A big hello to Brian Delaney, who's tuning in. And
Love it, D. Good shaking, brother.
I think personally, we're gonna have a lot of fun. And yes, it's nice and quiet in here for now, but on the 30th, it's gonna be rocking.
Yeah, so tonight we're upstairs at the bullpen, and we're doing a couple of tests that we're just going to run through without a studio audience.
Right.
So when we get to the 30th, our first night, which is going to be a Wednesday night, most of them are going to be Tuesday nights. There are a few Wednesday nights because we're working with the Bullpen because they're great people. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a live studio audience up here. The bar is going to be open.
You literally have a live studio audience every time you're down at Heritage Hall anyway. So,
wow.
No, I'm saying
Dude.
that like it's a good thing. Like you hold court anyway. So why is that going to be different,
I've
man?
made a career out of holding court.
Well, you learn from the
holding court or being in court.
Hold on. You learn from the best. You did learn from the best.
Well,
Barney, I'll tell you, when it came to holding court, I mean,
you
geez.
make me cry in the first show.
Listen, this is a test show.
No,
It's not the first show. I'll make it cry the first show. I'll be crying the first show.
From our man Wes, basically saying, does Sully know the glasses don't make him look smarter or cool?
And you know what? These are the worst glasses. I have two pair. One that does make me look somewhat smarter. These aren't it.
Well, I took mine off because you can't shine crappy. I mean, that's for sure. So the origins of the show. This is something that I thought about doing about 6 or 7 years ago, and then my silent business partner, my lovely wife Lisa, says, "Get off your ass and do this." And it's like, okay, all right. So, I've been buying equipment and things like that as we've been going on. So I've been just stockpiling stuff, and then. Sully and I have talked about it. Seth and I have talked about it. Hank and I have talked about it. RJ and the coach as well.
Yeah.
So then RJ comes up to me about 2 months ago. Danny. And if anybody, if you
picture it,
if you've ever met RJ, all right. So if you're here at the Bullpen, RJ is one of those guys that he can be intense when he wants to be. He can be very casual when he wants to be. And he looks at me. And RJ and I have been friends for 30 some odd years. So he goes to me, Danny, we got to get the podcast going. We got to do this. We got to do it now. And I'm like, all of a sudden, I get finished talking to RJ. I call Snacks. I said, Snacks. And we had been talking serious about it. And we had been talking. Sure. We had been talking. We've been talking. So at that point, it's like, crap, we got to do this. So at that point, we started, putting everything together. So getting together with everybody and just, what I want to do is just bring conversation together. I mean, this is pretty much how we talk when we're just all hanging out.
Every Friday and Saturday afternoon when we come to the Bullpen. We have the exact same conversation that we're going to have now.
Yeah, except and we'll have a studio audience with us
to laugh along with us. Because God,
Mr. Anonymous has said that RJ secretly has had internet for the past 20 years.
Are you? all right. So RJ, let's go back to RJ.
That's funny.
So RJ, RJ's the only man I know that doesn't have a cell phone. He doesn't have internet. He doesn't have any of that stuff. So like all this stuff, we're trying to explain to him as we're going along what it is that we're doing with the show. We got the cameras.
And I'm a minor step above RJ.
You're a mile. No. So when you call RJ, what happens? You got to call his rotary phone. He doesn't have caller ID. So at that point there, it's like, okay, whatever. So it just.
Well, he does know if you miss a call. If he misses a call, he knows what to call you back.
How does he do that?
He's because caller ID.
He remembers
or maybe on the phone.
Well, I was talking to Bob.
Is it a cordless phone? It's not even a cordless phone.
No, it's on the.
I was talking to Bob downstairs on Saturday, and saw RJ before he went to go leave for the day.
Sure.
And I said to Bob, I go, how does RJ get a hold of me? He goes, he's got the phone, but he's got the caller ID hooked up to a different box that's got the wiring for the phone.
Because somehow he knows.
Well, he called me back last night.
So
I called. I let it ring.
He also memorizes numbers like it's no big deal.
He's a freak like that.
Yeah. You guys give him a hard time. I think this guy's got it licked, man.
not having any.
Think of a day without your cell phone.
I love it.
Right? Can't even begin.
I can't even tell the last time I had it.
Do you ever take a day where you just? I mean, you can't.
With me
because I mean, we've been on vacation in Florida. Yeah, we're on the beach, and Sully's there without a shirt on. Okay. Hold on, just visualize that for a second.
Watch the super chat.
All right, so super chat. Who wants to see Sully without a shirt? Come on, who wants to see Sully without a shirt for $10?
Sully doesn't want us.
Anything for the gang.
Super chats are open.
So at that point there, you're answering phone calls as we're in the water.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the truth. I mean, we're on the beach in Fort Myers, and he's there taking phone calls. So you can't ever be with one. When I'm in the area, I'm always on call for the station.
Right.
You know, same with John, same with Seth, and Snacks.
Yeah.
For people that don't know, you've got a real job other than just being a professional eating machine.
I just thought you followed Coach around.
I do actually. I know where the truck is all the time.
You know, but it's one of those things. You know, you're always on call, and when I'm on vacation, like when I go away with the kids, or we go, when we go out to one of our destination ones, I take that phone, I turn it off. I do not. I am not a slave to it. There's no way. If I'm out of the country, I'm going to be the last person that's going to be able to help.
20 years ago. How did we ever?
Oh God.
20 years ago. Imagine 15, 10 years ago.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, seriously.
Everybody knows. It's like I'm not a slave to it.
So thankful that I think the majority of us grew up in that generation of no.
Well, John didn't, and neither did Seth.
Well, no, yes, I did.
Oh, you grew up in Warrensburg,
How
so
old are you?
obviously.
They use
49
rocks.
years old. I
Yeah, he's
graduated in
close.
93, dude.
He's somewhere.
I was totally a
close.
latchkey kid. One of those, you had the little key around your neck. And,
You had a key?
Yes.
Oh, you had
Key
hoodlums
for
in your
what?
neighborhood, or what?
Well, yes, actually. As a kid, my house did get robbed, so we did have to.
Oh man, you need a hug?
No, I'm good. I'm good. No, seriously, I was totally in that generation, man.
I grew up. I mean, I never had a key for the house. Ever.
My house was never unlocked, or was never locked.
Never locked.
Never locked.
Yeah, you make that mistake one time, you don't make it again.
You know, the only time
Trust me.
the only time my
See
house was
this?
ever locked, I snuck out once. And my father got up and saw that I was gone, and he locked the door so I couldn't get back in.
Was that the same night that the skunk showed up?
Different night, but that's another story for another show.
Another show.
Well, I will say in my parents' defense, I mean, we had a phone downstairs that was a cord phone.
Yeah.
And then we had the wireless, but I didn't get my first phone until my freshman year of high school, which I think is late now.
A freshman in high school?
way
I didn't
late
get a
now.
phone. I didn't get a phone until I was 15.
I still remember getting the old phones that had the antenna that you had to pull out.
Oh.
Come in a bag. Remember?
Oh,
Come in
yeah,
a
the bag
bag.
phones,
You know,
yeah.
carrying the bag
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, I didn't have a cell phone until my wife made me get one. I wouldn't have had one otherwise
Yeah.
because I just
You almost have, if you're in the profession of business, you have
You have
a cell
to.
phone.
You have to. I mean, it's just and the fact that we're slaves to it, and you're just like, and you're twisted all about
Can we
that.
order drinks from here?
Bob, hey Bob, this is
Asking
Sully
for-
upstairs.
Asking for a friend.
I mean, if you can call down there. I'm sure Bob will bring you up one.
Lisa Miner has chimed in, your lovely wife.
Hey,
and
what's
said,
up, Lisa?
She said, makeup has been ordered. We all need it. Hi, kids.
Well, you can't. Well, there is a setting on our computers which actually you could put makeup on us. Am I right on that? I'm trying to understand
I
all
just
this.
don't think we needed it tonight, honestly.
Oh, so we didn't need makeup tonight.
we didn't need the touch up.
Damn, we touch what?
Touch up.
For a dressing room?
Hopefully, Coach isn't the
Do we
one
have a
doing
makeup
it.
room?
What's that?
I said, hopefully, Coach is not the one that does that because
Oh.
he likes putting the mascara on and the
Well,
different colors.
getting
Will
back.
Coach be supplying not that snacks,
Yeah,
but
different
like real
kinds of
snacks?
No, during the show. No,
Yeah.
we'll be
All
able to. We'll be able to order from down below.
So we can get a drink.
Well, just so everybody knows, when we start on the 30th, the bullpen, who are great to work with. I mean, Snacks and I got together with Paulie and Pam, and they said, "Listen, we know that this is going to be big. We know that you guys are going to bring people in every week. We're going to put a bartender with you upstairs." And I'm like, "You sure?" And they both said, "Yeah, we've got to." So we will have bar service up here upstairs for when we're doing the shows when it's lit.
What are y'all looking at me for?
I just like the
We're
fact
just
they're
gonna get
looking
one
at
of
you
those
and not
IV.
me.
We're gonna get one of the IV things for you and just put it over there with the foo next to it, so they meet each other.
I believe there's an
Whatever.
elevator over there. No, it's actually Sully's cart.
Yeah. So
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
this is going to be, if you're into busting balls, this is going to be your
Ball.
thing. The
Can
fact
we
is,
do that?
yeah.
Ball.
Oh, Seth, by the way, Seth only has one ball. Okay, so if we're busting balls, we don't refer to Seth. We bust ball. Do you have a nudicle?
No,
So you don't
What?
have, well, fake one.
fake one.
Like dogs have
No,
them.
they
So
they
they're
are-
symmetrical and all
they
that?
Wow,
are-
this
they
is
are-
off the tracks in the first show.
The
on the
sad part
sheet.
is they offered
He was the
me
one that
one.
brought up that he only had one nut.
We went from
This is
RJ to
on set.
dog balls.
They,
Is that on the rundown?
I didn't see that. But dogs have these fake things they call nudicles.
Why do you put it? Why?
So they get the
So
feeling
they
that
have the
it's a real.
balance.
So they
Balance.
say they can still enjoy it.
How do you know what a dog feels like?
I don't know.
Well, you just
And how do you know it works?
yeah.
I don't know. I'm scared to death of dogs. You think I care what they're doing with their sex lives? I got nothing. I don't want to know what a dog's doing when it's going.
Well,
You know, I don't care.
You're right, Snacks. This really went downhill.
I'm just trying to figure out where it is on the rundown because I don't see anything about dogs and nudicles or whatever.
oh,
That's
anyway,
And we're talking smack and we're talking balls.
I was 11 when it happened. Christmas Day. True story. So I'll give you the run.
You're gonna tell us how you lost your ball?
I'll give you the rundown. So
You can't see Seth on board.
I was gonna say, can I turn my camera?
You can turn
down?
your camera.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so we can get an actual video of Seth talking
Yeah,
about
the
his balls.
actual video.
so
This Seth, this
so
is
I'll
Seth
tell you.
Cooper talking about his balls or ball.
so the week of Christmas in 2011.
11.
Basically, I had some pain in my rib area. My dad goes, I was wrestling at the time.
Your balls were that big?
And he goes, he says to me, he goes, it's just a pulled rib. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. I'm like, I don't know if I'll be fine. So next thing you know,
That's not a rib.
I'm starting to really feel it. And I said, I don't know about this. So Christmas Eve, I'm in the fetal position upstairs at my aunt's house. And I go, I'm not really feeling very good. And next thing you know, I wake up and I go, I'm still not feeling good. Dad goes, it's Christmas. Push through
It's
the
Christmas.
pain. You'll be fine.
All I want for Christmas is my
Oh, for Christmas, my other ball.
So then what turned into, oh, it's just Christmas, turned into me having emergency surgery on Christmas Day. And then my dad has the wherewithal to say, well, do you want the ambulance to come pick you up in the neighborhood?
Oh, my
No, you
Run
can,
that thing around. I'm paying you for it.
you can bring me. It's going to be okay. So I opened up my Christmas gifts in the hospital bed and the whole 9 yards.
You
and-
couldn't wait till you got home?
No, and then they wanted to keep me overnight. And I said, no, I'm not staying overnight.
You
I'm
got my
going home.
balls. I'm not staying
Yeah.
here.
So then they said,
ball in a box.
so then they said to my
Step one.
so then
This story never ends. This ball had to be.
All I'm thinking of is
No,
that
Ed
Christmas
Hank,
special
not on
where
the
the kid gets
rundown.
box, the kid gets the box
This
with the
is-
jingle ball.
this is where everything
There you
wraps
go.
up. So then the doctor comes in and goes, so my dad's first question is, will he still be able to have kids? And the doctor goes, yeah, I think he'll be fine. So then he goes, would you like to take a collection of the aesthetics to even out what could be down there? And my dad goes,
The what?
the aesthetics of what could be down there. And I said, my dad goes, no, I think he'll be fine.
Did you see this on the rundown? No.
Sound check, arrival, quick production meeting. This is it. This is the production
Okay.
meeting.
Okay.
So then they took your ball off.
And I still don't know where it is to this
Do
day.
they?
Hopefully you
I
didn't go
don't
running
know
out on the
where it
road and
It's
get
not
it.
up
Yeah,
on
but
your shelf on a mantle.
No, I wish.
Kids, I'm going to show you something.
It's just
It's that
bronze
This
Christmas
is back
special
when
with
I
the
was a
initials.
wee little fella, and my ball was up there. And look at this
I
Gerber baby
can't do
jar.
this every Tuesday.
Well, it's a good thing we have select Wednesdays. So you'll be okay.
Oh my
Oh.
god!
You got to miss Bruce. You'll be all right.
Oh.
So your ball is gone.
It's completely gone.
So when you played baseball or anything like that, did you have to wear a cup or just like a half a cup?
No, I didn't wear anything.
You didn't. Oh, you went cupless.
I went cupless.
Ooh,
Completely
look at
cupless.
you,
Yeah.
Daring.
man! I'll tell you
It
what.
built character.
What are the odds it could happen twice?
1 and 1. Oh, wow. Well, there we go. Johnny
All right,
One Nut.
So where are we at?
For $10, we're going to give Seth the new nickname of Johnny One Nut. All right, so he's no longer the shadow; he's now the jingle ball. You are what you.
Jingle ball rock.
Oh man,
Oh.
no, you can't sing that. We don't own that.
No.
Yeah, you can't sing it, so
Yeah,
stop
Hey,
it.
Sorry.
we are though
All right.
the official podcasting music group of Steel Panther.
Oh, so Steel Panther will be played during our. We bought the licensing for Steel
Of course we-
Panther.
Of course we did.
Well, it was
To make
cheap.
official,
It was
man.
cheap, man. It was. Listen.
Of course
We
did.
spent a lot of money on a lot of
Steel
other
Panthers
things.
are official.
Yeah, it's the official. That's
I love this already.
I know it's this is our test edition of.
I heard for the first time I heard Steel Panther and I was just like my jaw dropped.
Right?
I was like, what?
Yeah, play for your kids.
And then I,
Hey, Papa, what are you doing over there?
could you see Gunner with that?
Yeah, actually, I could.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
mullet.
with the mullet and him spiking the ball. So Snacks' grandson Gunnar plays football for Schuylerville, right?
Schuylerville.
So he goes, and how old is Gunnar?
He is 10.
So Gunnar's 10. So Gunnar makes this huge play. Next thing you know, he's got the ball. What does he do? Jumps up and spikes the ball like any 12-year-old would.
Of course.
Yeah, and then you get the 15-yard penalty for.
Then you see the flag come out, and he's trying to figure out what happened.
How many 15-yard penalties did you get in your career, Hank?
I can't even keep count of them.
Between you and Brando.
Oh yeah,
Add the
oh,
two
yeah.
up.
No.
Yeah.
Ooh. I think I've been there for a few of
Blast
those.
from the past, old Sean Brand, huh?
Oh yeah, blast.
Right?
Yeah.
The last thing you wanted to see was that twosome.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine why?
Well, they were working at Sandy's when you were there, weren't they?
Yeah.
Well,
They just have a flashback.
What?
or something?
I can't do this every Tuesday.
I maybe wasn't supposed to be there, but
Oh,
Do you know the team that plays at the Cool Insuring Arena?
the Thunder.
Mad Thunder.
Okay, thank you. I thought you said something different.
Why are you bringing that up for,
Ah, man.
Stanza boy?
So often.
Yeah, come on, Stanza.
Stanza boy.
Because Stanza, you make one mistake, you make a mistake. We've all made.
Hey, I
It's a
made
myth.
I made the mistake.
I
and
did.
And
It's a
somebody
myth.
decided to throw it down my throat.
I told you I had a bad day, and it's a dumb word.
Here we go.
I agree with Sully on this one. I mean, there are times when you know, as public address announcers go, Sully is one of my backups. Seth is something, and John's been a backup as well too. So listen, you got caught up. I've said, when I was introducing the team one
I
night.
still don't think I did it. It's a myth. Two people heard
It was the tying.
Five.
It was
Ask
It
you.
was the tying goal. The best part is it was the tying goal. You jumped up
I
and
might have been there. Might have had a few
Whatever.
soda pops.
Listen,
but yeah.
What's next on the
I
thing?
have made that. Listen, I made the mistake one
I
night
got both balls.
anyway,
when Jen
Both my
let you.
stanzas.
anyway, here's how this all went down.
Jesus.
So I get a text from Allie.
Oh my God, this is the Seth
Really
Cooper
doing
show.
this? Yeah, right. You already
Yeah,
have to
man,
be
come
on.
on.
I got to tell a story now. So she texts me.
Oh.
She goes, "Tad's gonna say something to you about the stanza thing. I have a feeling he was talking to Sully
That was you,
about
wasn't
it."
it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
I had
And
a
I go-
bad day.
I go, "Okay,
And
no
it was
problem."
driving me crazy.
Get
I
the
go,
Cliff
"Okay,
Notes
no
version.
problem." She goes, "I understand."
I didn't mean to. That
So then
wasn't tattling.
so then I text Tad. I said, "Tad," I go, "Sorry about the stanza thing."
I felt horrible.
And then he says to me, he goes, "Ha, you do
felt
you."
You felt horrible.
You shouldn't have.
Wait a
felt
minute, hold
horrible
on.
then.
You had
I didn't feel good about it.
payback.
Yeah.
Payback. How many balls? Well, he's got one. How many balls did he bust on you
Yeah, it's
about the Adirondack Red Wings
You
thing?
know, but I'm a forgiving.
I don't know if a lot of people know.
All right. No. No. I'm not buying that crap.
I helped you out that night. You know it.
That's your job.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what
your
you're supposed
job.
to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of us got paid. Let's not forget that, Dick.
I'm pretty
One
Is that
ball.
allowed?
Dick. One ball.
Yeah, one. Yeah.
Twig and berry.
That it's yeah, he puts the dingleberry in the dingleberry. All right. Sorry, Seth. We didn't. That's okay.
All right.
It's all right.
He got off topic.
I know. Once he
All
started
right.
talking about his balls, everything just went
He
to,
went to-
went to crap after that. This is Talkin' Smack Practice Edition. We're upstairs at the bullpen. And no, you can't come join us tonight. We encourage you to join us on Wednesday the 30th is going to be our official first show where we're going to be up here and the luminaries will be illuminated.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I'm looking forward to it because we're also going to have guests that are going to be joining us on
Yeah.
the show, and we've already been working on some guests to join us. And not one guy that's going to be joining us, and we're not exactly sure what day it is. Do we yet?
We do not. He has not texted me back yet, but that is okay.
Shane Harper will be joining us on the.
Harps?
Harps is going to join us on the show. He's going to be live here with us one night.
Can I tattle on Shane Harper?
What are you going to tattle him about?
So, well,
Jeez, we wanted to be a guest. You're
Yeah,
going to
we-
screw
yeah.
this up for us already?
absolutely. So last week, I'm at work and I'm traveling through my outskirts of town, and I go by one of the apple orchards in town.
Okay.
So you can, whenever you go on a weekend, the apple cider donut line is all the way out to the
yeah.
road. So nobody there on a Wednesday at 2:00 in between appointments, Mr. Bowles. I was working.
Sorry,
I
Johnny. I'll
swing
see you
it,
later this week.
Nobody there. I go and I hear, "Hey, Sully," and I look over and there's Shane Harper with his lovely wife,
Yeah.
what are they-
Meg.
Megan. mom-in-law, the kids. 2:00 at Harper's sipping a white wine spritzer.
He's retired.
It's an apple
He
wine.
should be at training camp.
He's retired.
Whatever.
He's got a golf
retired.
course to run now.
Whatever.
Good for
anyway,
Shane.
I told him.
Like
I
you
called
would-
Jeffy.
Like you wouldn't do the same.
You're just jealous because he didn't ask you if you wanted a straw. Hey,
Anyway,
we'll double dip
I'll
this
tell you
one.
what, it was good to see Harper, but it's also good to see him on the ice.
Yeah.
Right? Seems
Yeah.
like
It's-
I can't get enough.
You know, we.
It's hard to watch. It's hard
That is-
to walk away when you.
Oh, it's and he still has it. So I mean, it's not like he's walking away and he still
us
can't
being
play.
elite athletes know how hard it is to.
Yeah, us former
the
elite
athlete's
athletes.
always the last one to know, right?
All right,
Hank?
so-
it's hard to walk
So
away
speaking of elite athletes, all right. So you were an all-star.
Yep.
John Pratt, believe it or not, somehow or another was an all fourth team, second team.
Second team.
In what
also.
sport?
Yeah.
In football.
Football? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Anonymous source here.
For what school?
Harper has
Horse
never ordered a red bland at the bullpen, so I guess it could be worse.
Who's that?
Thanks, Wes.
Should I pick his nickname?
Not yet. He hasn't paid
Okay.
for it. All right. So, so you were an all-star
I was. Yes.
and playing for Warrensburg. Sully, were you an all-star?
I was.
You are for
Yeah.
baseball.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
baseball for
Oh.
Little League.
Little League. Yeah.
Yeah, for Little League, and I was an all-star as well too. So many times. So when I can't remember where we were going with this one here because I
You were
forgot.
talking about
I
Shane
was-
Harper.
But walking
Shane
away,
Harper.
we're walking
Yeah,
away
walk-
from it.
When you're a former elite athlete like we are, it's tough to walk away. But
Well, you even find it even at our age, at the simplest things. The go-kart race, perfect
Jesus.
example. Supposed to be for
My
fun.
head still hurts
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh.
right? I had a concussion.
You
It was
did.
the only one, man.
You
Yeah,
were
that was a-
concussed.
But even in stuff like that, that's okay. It's for charity. Blah 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 blah.
Imagine how Pete felt at 80 years old, getting tossed around like a rag doll.
Well, that's why he came to me like 3 weeks before the race. Was like, "Hey, Johnny, you gotta race
Yeah.
for me. You gotta
I
be the
get
race.
it. I
I'll-
get
I'll-
it.
I'll donate all my money.
When I turn 80,
Dude, let's be honest.
Jesus.
it's
well, I thought everybody
breeze.
laughed way harder at that.
Well, we're all taking a gasp at that one. All the little shrimp scampies running around the countryside.
I'll strip skipping out.
Well, not yet, dude. Not yet. But yeah, so Harps is going to be on the show.
Nice, that'll be fun.
We've got other sports people in the area that'll be joining us. We're going to talk sports on this, but we're going to talk about everything, just like we're doing tonight. So, for the folks that are on board with us tonight, we thank you for joining us for our test session for Talkin' Smack. We're upstairs at the bullpen. You can't get up here tonight, so if you show up at the door, they're not going to let you up here. We have security. Snacks?
I'm not at the door, but
You're not
yeah.
at the door, no. But that's what we're doing, and we'll be here every Tuesday, most all Tuesdays, and occasionally on a Wednesday, working with the bullpen around their schedule as well too. So we'll be talking about all things, like our rundown says, Major League Baseball playoffs. So, John, your team was eliminated. You didn't even make the playoffs.
I was gonna say I don't really. I was gonna say I don't really have a baseball team.
I
but
thought it
you
was the
don't?
Braves.
Well, yeah. I mean, yes, kind of. But yes. Yeah. No, they kind of took the gas pipe.
Injuries got them.
Yeah, and you know what? The thing I hate is that, and Sully and I talked about this.
Bob
on the air.
Costas.
I'm not a big fan of Bob Costas, and don't even get me started on Joe Buck. But
Ooh.
I know.
How'd you like to be stuck between those two slices of bread?
No,
Mm.
no, thanks.
Sully, he's thinking about it for a second. Maybe if Mrs. Buck was in there.
I can't stand the wild card format. You
I
know what
hate
I mean?
it. I hate it.
You play 162 games.
Well, this will go right to the next topic over here with Mike Sullivan. Your team is the Philadelphia Phillies that lost all their mojo and their momentum.
Well, the Phillies lost the mojo really after the All-Star break. They're like one of the worst teams in baseball.
Really?
Yeah, they take. However, because they had such a big lead, they held on, clinched the division.
What'd you do, Seth?
Oh.
I can't. I'm not hearing Sully as well.
Did I go away?
Did he go away? No.
Hello.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah,
Am I back?
there you go. There you back.
So as I was saying, they were one of the worst teams in baseball after the All-Star break.
Yeah.
But they kind of got their act together towards the end. We're riding high.
Yeah.
Then they win the division. They get the bye.
And then that week off, it just sucks.
Well, but it wasn't just that team. We talked, like I said, Johnny's talked about it. Going into that third Yankee game, every team that had the bye was either out of the playoffs or were down in the series.
Yeah.
Now the Yankees turned that stat around. I think maybe Detroit at the time, But yeah, I don't like that. They're used to playing every single day.
I mean, what the Yankees have done, the Dodgers have done at this point is something
The Dodgers, that's right. The Dodgers.
But the thing is, it's not. If you look at past history with this wild card format, forget it. But then again, you go to Snacks, who's a Mets fan by injection.
Yeah.
So, they're going to be the away team for the rest of that series, and then go into the divisional series from there. I don't like putting this off because we all know that baseball goes too long as it is. I mean, it's a big money grab.
But don't you think the advantage though? Now you can set up your starting pitching. You can rest your guy. This guy. I mean, it's not hockey. You have baseball. You got dings and.
But the whole thing is that baseball is one of those things that the hundreds repetition and keep on going.
Anybody know how many
and going
days
and going
so
and going.
You play 162 games out of how many days, Seth? You look that up.
Yeah, Seth, come on, look it up. All right, well, never mind. He's busy over there checking out his phone.
I'm just curious, right? Out of you play 100. It's like 180 days or something.
No,
sorry, I was doing some producing stuff. Apparently, they said we lost sound, but we're back. Yeah, it was a Facebook. It was a Facebook issue. We're good.
Okay, all right. So we're back. So yeah, I think if you're going over 180 days, we'll say this season is.
What do you get 12 days off? 15 days off?
They could have more days off if they would play double headers, but they don't want to because they're losing the revenue.
Well, not real double headers.
Well, they should play real double headers.
I agree with you 1,000%.
Get the damn season over with, so you're not playing in the middle of November.
It's a money grab, in my opinion.
It is a money grab.
Back in the day, you'd play at 1:00. You'd play at 4. As soon as the game was over, you'd start the second game. Now they do a 1 in 7:30, right? So they can sell 2 separate games.
In case you're wondering, the Major League Baseball season takes 6 months, 2 weeks, and 7 days to complete 162 games.
So
how many days is that?
It's a lot of days.
It's not that. Like 200, 200.
Don't ask us to do math.
Okay, all right.
So
still 20 days off, maybe. I don't know.
All right. So is the audio back on? Okay. Thank you. All right. So I'm not for the wild card. I just don't like it. The season is long enough as it is, and I mean, I know they've shortened the games, but they need to shorten the playoffs. The playoffs just go on too damn long, and then having that wild card, you don't.
No,
you're like that because the Mets are.
No,
in it.
I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying because, like, for example, yes, I will use the Mets in this instance. Somebody's playing until the final day of the season, right? The Braves and the Mets played their doubleheader. And they had to take 1 of 1 to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So they went down to game 163 and 164 because they had to make up a doubleheader.
It wasn't 163 and 164. It was 161 and 162.
But they had to play on one. Technically, they had to make up a day
they had
for the
to play
game.
2 games.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
oh my God!
But Yankee fans.
And
would
let's
be
not
the
forget
same
they're baseball players.
But Yankee fans would be the same way if they played 1 game in the wild card and they lost. You mean to tell me that if Brett Gardner struck out, you wouldn't be mad?
I don't like Brett Gardner.
I know you don't. That's why I said it.
But
he doesn't even play anymore, does he?
No, he doesn't.
No,
he won't show up for anything either because he's a mean, old, miserable codger. So I don't know that. But to me, I'm a diehard Yankee fan, but I'm not one of those. I can't believe everybody else sucks. I'm a realist. I keep it real. That's what I do. And I know when we've got a good team and we have a bad team. This team is, I mean, could they win it all? Sure. If they get the hot pitching.
Who's a Guardian fan?
What's that?
Who's a Guardian fan?
Jen?
Sully.
Why did I
Was she a Cleveland Indian fan
That's
before
my
that?
biggest issue on this show.
I've got my
Guardians. Not one to
Guardians.
shut up.
Was she the Indian fan before that, though? Before they became the Guardians?
Oh, yeah. She's from Cleveland.
Yeah, she's
all right.
She was known as Chief Nakahoma. Yeah, she run around with that loincloth all over Cleveland. Hey, it's me,
Jen, look at
Got
me.
something. This show is not going to be good for me.
No, it's not going to be good for any of us.
Sully, go easy on the Pepsi.
It's Diet Coke, extra ice.
Yeah,
Sorry.
really.
Yeah,
Sully,
learn
go
it.
easy on the Diet
Easy,
Coke.
Seth. Easy. We're only a practice show. You don't need to bury yourself right now with Jen. But I don't like the wild card. The season goes too long. We should not be playing baseball in November. I am sorry. There should be no baseball in November. That's me.
No, I agree with you there because I don't know. It's so hard.
What?
I don't know. Nothing.
You speak your mind.
I just think that the more fans, the more teams that make the playoffs, it keeps more fans involved in the game. Like, let me be honest. If it was, let's say the Mets were out of it and it was Detroit and Cleveland, would you give a shit?
No.
Well, but I like to see more people give a shit. I think if any of these high market teams, the Mets, the Dodgers, the Yankees, even Philly for that matter, I think the more of these high market teams that are still involved, I think it gets more attention.
Well, that's what the TV networks want.
Right.
They want either the Dodgers and the Yankees or the Mets and the Yankees. That's what they want.
That's why they have all the scheduling
Well, I think the
things.
baseball fans want that too.
Nobody wants Cleveland.
Nobody wants
Cleveland.
Milwaukee.
Unless you're in Cleveland.
Well, unless you're Jen, and she's walking around in her loincloth again.
We better get off, Jen. I ain't gonna go. Let's move away from that.
We're not selling posters of Jen in loincloths. That will not be happening anytime soon.
No.
But that's the networks are saying, oh, please, anybody but Cleveland at this point.
So when the Yankees, but you're a Yankee fan, so if the Yankees were the wild card, you would say, nah, I don't want them in.
No, it's not. I'm a traditionalist in that sense. Okay. Is that the best team?
Well, then if you're a traditionalist, why wouldn't you have just kept it the American League and the National League and not intermix?
Yeah,
I would want four teams in it.
I think I would. Yeah, I would. I wouldn't mind.
East, West, you'd want 4 teams. Yeah. You would be okay with that?
I would be very good with that. It's just, I just think it's watered down when you get to the playoffs and everybody gets a trophy at the end of the damn season.
No,
I think talent's watered down anyway because they have 75 Major League Baseball teams.
Well, I think the way that the best time they did it was during COVID because you had
with nobody there?
No,
with masks on?
No, I'm saying the way they set up the divisions. There's no reason why the Mets in Toronto, they should be in the same division. The Yankees and the Mets should be in the same division. They're 20 minutes away from each other. They should be playing each other more than 4 times a season.
I don't know about that because then how many times? What's too many times?
See,
how many times can I watch the Thunder play fucking Worcester?
Yeah, I know.
Why do the Mets need to play Miami 20 times in a season?
Do they play them 20 times?
Play them 14.
Well, it's not 20, it's 14.
But still.
I mean, you're exaggerating there again. I mean, just like never mind. But that's I'm not for league play, going interleague play. Well, the Mets and Yankees thing, that used to be really great to watch. Now it's
Brad,
even like the Yankees and Red Sox. I mean, that rivalry is even calmed down because they never
they've gone and they cheesed out the scheduling. So now okay, we don't play the Red Sox
until games. You don't have as many of them, which is kind of what he's talking about.
Well, Brad Delisle brings up a good point because Yankee legend Derek Jeter was nicknamed Mr. November.
Yeah, well, he brings up he was Mr. November because he had to play in November because of
the schedule being long.
No, that's not why he was Mr. November.
The game was in November.
Yeah, it was a tragedy, and they had.
Was that September 11th?
September 11th.
Was that really?
Yes.
Really?
So he went and they pushed everything back.
Okay.
And so then
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, in 2001. Yeah, that's.
So what tragedy happens every year after that? They go to
I don't
November
know.
Now.
I just the season goes too long. I mean,
it does go too long, but I think the point Seth was trying to make is it does make things exciting for the teams that would be out of it. I mean, I remember as a kid really.
You could stop watching baseball in July, technically.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And
Stop
giving a shit at that point. But if your guy's hanging on, or
exactly.
2 games out of the wild,
right? I remember
they're 12 games out of first, 2 games out of the wild card. You're still watching baseball.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that is
yeah, it's not meant for me.
I only watch baseball in my house because I'm forced to.
Yeah, I know you are.
Who's the baseball person in your house?
Judy.
Everybody but you.
Judy and Mackenzie, and
they're Yankee fans, Met fans.
No, they're Met fans.
Met fans.
Yeah.
So that's why you're a Met fan by injection. I get it now.
Yes, at the house, and then the Schultz family. They're the Yankee fans.
It happens. You know, I wish the season would get over sooner.
Well, I'm rooting for the Mets for the.
Oh, go ahead.
Am I gone?
I'm just, you're on.
I think I'm rooting for the Mets for my friend Seth and the late great Rick Knight.
Yep. Well,
So,
I'm rooting for the Yankees because of
well,
me.
that's your team.
Yeah.
Because of me. Oh, and Mom, I didn't mean that. In case you're watching.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jesus, what are you, stupid?
Oh.
Wow.
That ain't good.
Bad.
You know your
I know
mom's.
she won't do the $10 to give me shit though. She'll call me after for free. For free.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's just, you know, the baseball is what it is, and the Yankees playing tonight.
They are. They were home against the Guardians. The game actually just started.
Okay, well, I don't care. I stayed
There's
up
a
late.
big television right there.
I stayed up way too late last
Cole
night.
tonight. Is it Cole going tonight?
Yeah.
Right.
Last night I was like an idiot, you know. So like, you know, I get up at 3:00 in the morning. So I'm like, all right, and I'm watching.
That's a you thing.
Yeah, I know. So I'm flipping between, you know, football and baseball and hockey. My thumb's getting tired. And next thing I know, it's like 20 before 10. And Lisa looks over and goes, "What are you doing up?" And I'm like, I completely lost track of time.
Oh yeah.
Completely. So then this morning I wake up, and I never wake up to the alarm clock. I'm always up beforehand. Not this morning. This morning the alarm clock went off. So it's, you know, it's a tough time of the year for guys like us.
I was
you know?
just thankful that wrestling gets over at 10:00 now. I know what time it is then.
That'll change come January.
Yeah.
Why?
Netflix has picked up the WWE for $1 billion.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't.
It'll
How?
be kind of
Has anybody watched the Vince McMahon thing?
It's
Yes.
fantastic.
It's
It is
awesome,
pretty
but wow,
good,
what a
Yeah,
actually.
I've seen 2 of the
douchebag.
episodes.
So
Did
I
we say douchebag?
haven't. Yeah, you just did. Mass and Go brother.
Yeah, there it is.
but
have you seen it?
No, I haven't. I haven't had time.
It's a good watch.
It's
It's
8
a good
hours.
watch,
It
but he
is.
was
Yeah.
not a very nice person.
No.
I mean, it was all done before
You
all
can't
the.
say anything because you might have an NDA that you can't.
No, I can break it.
Can you?
Yeah.
See, Seth used to work for the WWE.
Well, that's right too. Am I cool with this?
Yeah, you're fine.
He used to work there.
But the documentary came out before all the sexual harassment stuff, right?
Right,
For the
so-
most part.
So Bill Simmons, who produced the documentary, they got exclusive access with Vince McMahon from 2016 until 2022. So basically,
6 years.
they had
Wow.
6 years of interviews and footage that
Oh,
they
God.
could use.
Him hanging at Diddy's house.
So then what happened
He
was
puts the lotion on, baby. He puts the lotion on. He puts the lotion in the basket. I don't even understand.
Diddy and Vince in a steel cage match.
Slippery, baby.
Yeah,
so,
right.
so you bring
With
you
lube all over the cage and you can't get out.
so you bring up a point there with Diddy and Vince McMahon. In 2013, Vince McMahon named Diddy a Be a Star, which is like
what?
a Be a Star, which is basically like WWE's version of, hey, you should trust this grown up, they'll help you. Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
kidding.
Okay.
I'm not kidding.
All right. Well, I'm now that we've
Now that
We've opened the
gone
Diddy
down-
box.
How's this rundown going?
Yeah.
Oh, it was
And
nice
where
to
was
have
that
you.
on there? That wasn't on
I
there.
didn't see that one either. No. Okay. Yeah, no. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Today, a busy day in the NFL. Some trades happened today.
I had all types of notes and stuff from Sunday and Monday, but it doesn't mean anything now.
It doesn't mean anything because the trades are starting to happen, and that your
Yeah.
old quarterback, that idiot.
Yeah.
I mean, it just
Yeah, that was just like I was sitting there watching the TV today as I'm working on the computer, and I look over and I see Aaron Rodgers on there talking to
You mean
he's
the
on-
coach of the Jets?
Well,
No.
no. Then all of a sudden he nods his head. He
Head
looks,
coach
he
of the
looks-
New York Jets.
He looks over his shoulder and nods his head, and then all of a sudden here comes Devontae Adams,
That puts you in a good
and
mood.
he's standing there and he waves like, and I'm like, "Are you kidding?" And I wanted to throw something because I'm sitting here going, "You can't tell me that Saleh didn't or the coach didn't get let go
because of
because of something that because obviously they wanted he wanted Devontae there.
Aaron did.
Yeah, he wanted him there, and the coach probably didn't. And then all of a sudden,
And Aaron doesn't like to
he
get
doesn't
hugged.
have a job anymore. It's just
It's,
he
season,
when he
obviously,
left Green Bay and he left a sour taste with a lot of people that was there because of what he did. But it's you can't prove it, but still it's
still that
common sense.
Is there a trade deadline? I'm not
Yes.
a huge NFL. Is
November
there a trade
4th?
deadline?
Yeah. And
So
all-
why are all these
well,
happening? Why is it all going on now? So there was a lot of big blockbusters. Why now?
Yeah, well, you bring up a good. Actually, Kenny and Brad and I were talking about this at the station. Basically, it's kind of a reason for cap to be able to make those trades in a few weeks.
Yeah.
So they're able to get to the ceiling floor, or they're able to dump off a wide receiver that's got a year left or 2 or 3. And, obviously Devontae Adams went to the Jets today. Amari Cooper went from the Browns to the Buffalo Bills. And, the rumors started going around. Ian Rappaport reported it. Tom Paracero of the NFL Network, even Adam Schefter chimed in that now the Rams are looking to unload Matthew Stafford, and he submitted his 3-team trade list, which was Miami, Tennessee, or the Giants.
Now we get to pick.
Well, they have to find somebody
He's
that
got
could,
a clause in his contract
that
says
he
Well,
that he
probably.
gets
No
to
trade
because
to
of
pick.
his
Alright.
the amount of years and stuff. But you have to find somebody that's going to be able to fit your money into where you got to be. And I mean, you got to rework the contracts. I mean, which Adams had to do today to get into Jets territory.
We might take less money.
Amari
We work
Cooper?
it, so
Yep, you got it.
Amari Cooper with the Buffalo Bills had to do something similar when he got traded to the Bills today as well too. And you're going to see more of that happen because they just have to. It really is.
But it's like you watched that Jets game the other night, and you're sitting there.
I try
he
not
got drilled several times, and it got up slow. Rodgers did.
Rodgers.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm going, why would you want to get traded there? You're going to be a 1-year. Did he sign a 1-year contract?
Basically, he restructured his deal for 2 seasons for $3.21 million. He was going to be making $64 million if he stayed with the Raiders. So he's making $6 million for the next 2 years.
He gonna get
and
some cuddle
walked-
time with
and
Darren.
he walked away from basically $16 million.
wants.
Yeah, I know. Really, in Vegas. Yeah.
Tells you what a dumpster
They'll
fire
probably be
Vegas
podcast
is,
partners now.
So they'll
Yeah.
they'll be with what's his name there
Yeah,
on ESPN.
On ESPN.
No, but
So,
it's I listen. This stuff happens all the time. It happens in football. It happens in basketball, baseball, hockey. Buds bring buds, and that's what they do. And unfortunately, for the New York Jets fans, and I'm saying unfortunate Jets fans. I can't stand the Jets, but it's when you're getting guys that are not in their prime.
Right.
I mean, these guys, they were something once. I mean, let's remember all those Super Bowl titles that Aaron Rodgers has won. How many?
Well, one.
One.
But and again in football, your length of duration where you're actually effective in the NFL, it's not like a baseball that can play until he's 40
No.
DH.
No.
I mean, your time to make the money and time to win a championship is. I mean, I guess if you're a quarterback, it's different because they protect the hell out of you now. You can't possibly.
well, not you didn't obviously watch the Jets
I
game. the other
didn't.
night
I
'cause
didn't
he-
watch all of it.
He wasn't
No,
getting very
did
well
he? Yeah, I
protected.
watched
Oh
bits of
yeah,
it.
no. He,
But then you take a look. So you look at the Amari Cooper trade, and the Bills picked up his entire salary because the Bills had to get to the ceiling floor to make any other moves to be contenders.
I'm not going to pretend I understand ceilings and floors and
Yes.
walls and anything with construction because
Read
that's
Jeff Mead.
That's what,
No, we don't.
no, we don't.
That's what Mullins Construction is for.
That's right. There you go. One of our great sponsors here for Talkin' Smack. This is the test show here tonight, and we welcome those that are staying with us. And if you're watching us on the refeed and on Facebook Live, or if you're watching us on our YouTube channel as well, too, we appreciate you. And looking forward to coming up on October the 30th when we have a live studio audience.
Honestly, I knew this was. I knew this was going to be fun. But sitting here for the first 40 minutes, this is going to be a blast.
Oh, it really is. It's when we're going around town, and I'm sure you guys ran into the same thing. I heard you guys were doing a podcast,
Yeah.
and it's like I about it. We didn't talk about it till what, a week ago or so. Seth? I mean, it was
we launched it last Tuesday, so literally a week ago,
So-
and within 4 days, over 16,000 people visited our page.
so it's, and people say, well, you got some guys that people know on the show, Dan, and I said, yeah, I know.
Should I be giving Johnny Bull my 2 weeks right now?
No, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't.
Already.
Don't quit the day job.
Just kidding.
But Talkin' Smack, we'll be here live upstairs at the Bullpen every Tuesday and select Wednesdays. We'll be more than happy to let you know the first show that we're doing live with this live studio audience is going to be a Wednesday night, the 30th. So we're looking forward to having a full house with a full complement of hosts as well too. So it's going to be a big show, and looking forward to it. And every week getting here, and once again, I got to say this: working with the folks here at the Bullpen, this is where we hang out.
oh yeah.
For folks that know Sully, they know Snacks, they know me, they know Seth. John also here as well. We hang out. This is our hangout. I mean, and then the fact that when we came to Paulie and Pam and the rest of the guys about doing this, including your close one personal friend Dave.
Does he get to be a guest?
He could, yeah. If he can stay out that late,
I'd like Dave to be on.
I would love it. I would love it. I would, it's and the thing is, when we're doing the show, we're going to bring people that in the area. They don't have to talk sports. They can talk whatever they want.
Dave just said to be quiet. He's trying to sleep.
Shh, Davey needs sleepy. All right, but we're gonna have all sorts of guests. I mean, we have a guest list that we put together already. That I can't say some of the other guests yet.
Right.
Not quite yet.
Not quite yet.
They signed an NDA.
And we agreed with them that, when they're ready to come on the show, they're going to be on the show. Whether they're what we're going to be doing with, Talkin Smack Productions as well, too, is that we're also going to be doing some special one-on-ones. So people of local note. So then that way we'll do a serious interview with them on our YouTube channel and also our Facebook page and things like that, and via your podcasting platforms. And I think that's important because the one thing that I know being in media, and John, you can attest to this, finding a spot like that to be able to talk seriously with somebody one-on-one, which we won't do on this show. Okay, that's not the place for it. But, with Talkin Smack Productions, doing the one-on-ones like that for, with serious issues, I think that's something that we're going to be able to do that nobody else can do.
Yeah, and of course, it's going to be the local guys that you were saying. So it's going to be something that I think that Glens Falls and everybody's going to be proud of. I'm happy to be a part of it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I don't even know these special guests, so I'm kind of curious.
Oh no, I can't.
I was going to say, you told me.
I can't. I can't wait. I can't even whisper it on the and through the microphone because they're
everybody's listening.
Well, the thing about it is when you've been around as long as we have, except for Seth with his one nut. So when you're,
I still can't believe we talked about that.
I know, really. His mother's gonna be going, Seth, I got off the pole dancing tonight for this.
I can never look at you.
Tim's home cracking a bottle right now.
Tim's going, that's my baby, old Johnny One Nut. But we know a lot of people in town. So when people started coming up and talking to us about what we were going to do, they said, listen, can we get on, with you guys? Can we, maybe a one-on-one or whatever? And we're going to do that. That'll be a different avenue, what we do with Talkin Smack Productions. But it's another thing that we're going to be just able to, extend our brand of Talkin Smack out to whatever we're doing.
Yeah, it'll be exciting because with the one-on-one interviews, what's very cool is us here at Talkin Smack and Talkin Smack Productions kind of working with Hank and working with Dan and knowing Dan, since I was young, and knowing Hank, since I was young as well. Everything flows well together. We all gel, even Sully and JP and the rest of the Talkin Smack cast. We've been around each other for a long time. And the cool part with the interviews is I said, well, we'll make a Patreon. So basically we'll make them exclusive to kind of the Talkin Smack fan club.
I have no idea what he said with Patreon.
No, I lost.
I'm
looking it up on my Google
I've been learning new words this week.
I've heard the word.
And that might be another one now. What was it you just said?
Patreon. What does that mean?
So basically, it's an exclusive club that you can be a part of. You pay a subscription to hear these interviews and do different things. And
you keep your clothes on.
Quite honestly, Patreon was really big for artists, especially during the pandemic and things like that. If you want to support us, these are our Patreons. It actually works a lot like the super chats.
I don't want to go back to pandemic. I'm sick of that crap.
No. And there's different tier levels of the Patreon that different people.
All right, so we're gonna get to this later.
Yes, certainly.
Yeah. Crap, I want to just get on the air with a live studio audience.
I'm just
first.
over here in shock that John knew what that meant.
I'm not.
John.
I'm not.
John's a wealth of information.
I know he is.
And he's younger than we are.
Oh, okay.
So that makes sense.
I'm still in my 40s. Thank you very much.
Barely.
Barely.
When's your birthday?
I'll turn 50 in August. So I've got a while.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Cat, can we go out to Denver? Because last time we went to Denver for my 40th, the Broncos won the Super Bowl.
That they did.
You know what you should start practicing before you turn 50?
What's that?
Zip your fly up after you pee. Am I not right?
Yeah. Well,
so you turn 50.
Oh, is that just one of those things you just?
It's an option.
Not an option for me.
Not you.
Not me.
Yeah, you don't need to lose the other one.
but
But
it's like the other morning.
Correct.
I stopped and I got one of my jungle juices before I went into the
What?
It's a potassium drink. So I went and I stopped and I got one and I come out and I'm like, it's
Not even being funny.
It's 3:45 in the morning.
Is that with the weight loss thing?
Oh, yeah.
The thing that you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's 3:45 and I get outside and I'm like,
Why is it drafty?
I said, frig. I didn't do it. I'm like, oh my God. I said, frig. I forgot to zip up my zipper. All right. So I knew that I didn't zip up my zipper.
It happens.
And yet I get back, I start my work in the morning and I'm going, and then, I take a water pill every morning. Okay. So now I got to take a squeege. So I'm going into the bathroom and my zipper's still down. I go, son of I was so
And
mad.
that's the other thing too. After you'll have way more opportunities to leave your zipper open because you pee way.
Dude, I drink plenty of beer, dude. I already pee enough.
Is that in the rundown or no?
I was just wondering if
Dude,
that was in there.
You know
we
what?
seem to gotten off topic a few times tonight, fellas. Is that going to be like
Yes,
a thing
that'll be
throughout
more.
the? Okay.
See we for folks that are watching, we have a rundown of what we do and what we can hit, and we hit those things. We've
talked about none of it.
Well,
Maybe a little bit. Maybe
we
about
touched it.
5 minutes.
We
About
touched
5
it.
minutes.
We touched it.
Fair enough.
And you put the lotion on. I still don't get the
I
whole
got jokes.
the whole Diddy thing. I don't get it. To get back to that.
Every day something new comes out. There's
When
more
you
and more
have that
people
much
and
money,
that much money and that much power in
right?
that kind of industry.
Your mind is gotta get nutty,
Yeah.
Twisted.
And how bored
AKA
and
Vince
bored,
McMahon.
right? Well, exactly.
So you're saying Vince McMahon had the jelly?
Basically, Vince McMahon is basically doing the same thing that Diddy is doing, except he
Dead.
had less. He had less many victims.
Stop. No.
As a producer, I heard that.
I tried to ask permission.
No.
All right,
no.
fine. That's
All right.
why I asked. Did I
No.
ask too loud?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
No way.
That Irish whisper. I can't imagine. It's only be loud. What is going on? No, but I don't get the Diddy thing. The latest story was that Michael Jackson's still alive.
See, that's when
And
it gets.
Beyonce was at one of Diddy's parties with Jay-Z, and Jay-Z was there, and she actually videotaped that on her phone that Michael Jackson's there because he's a master of disguise.
Was it with Elvis?
His father-in-law.
Elvis is still alive.
His father-in-law.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right too.
But I don't know it. I don't want it. That whole thing is just, it's twisted. I mean, and there's a good chunk of it's not even funny. I mean, the whole thing is just,
it's not funny at all.
It's truly disturbing.
Except in this show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you put the lotion on, but still, everything.
Nah, it's
Yeah,
sick.
no, that's it. It's
that whole Hollywood scene,
I don't get it.
everything.
I'm glad we're
about
here
it
in Glen
is
Fall.
warped.
Yeah.
We don't have that kind of kinky crap here.
Hate that.
Snacks.
I worked on South Street.
Yeah, that's right. Fair enough.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't want.
They call it the
People
Street
knew-
of Dreams for a reason.
That's a nightmare.
People
Yeah.
new to town aren't going to know
You
that.
remember
but
back in the
back
day?
in the day,
There'd be
man.
200 people out on South Street. in
Oh, there'd be more than
1990.
that.
Oh yeah.
Right,
Oh,
yeah, more than that.
I could be underestimating.
I
but
mean, when you think of all the bars that were there, and then
we
New
tried to
Way
count-
lunch.
We tried to count them one night,
Oh,
like in 1990. You could start at the
Bars that were on South?
yeah, start
yeah.
at the monument, work your way down, and try to name them. It's we do it now, but
Yeah.
it was a gazillion.
yeah. It was. You'll never know that day, Seth.
Oh, it was so fun back then.
Oof.
Yeah, is there even a bar left on South Street that's open?
The Golden Monkey.
The gold.
No, what is it?
The
Golden
Golden Monkey. You got that?
Right.
What about JP's? Did he close up?
Oh,
They
JP's.
closed up.
Yep.
They
They
closed
got
up
the
a while
Messenger
ago.
House, the Messy House?
Is it not open
No,
anymore?
Messenger House
No.
closed a while ago.
Messy
too.
House
Messy
is-
House closed
Messy-
too?
That's for
Messy
sale
House
now.
closed, Yeah, yeah.
Well, we should open
I
that up.
almost got Jeff Mead killed in the Messy House.
I know you did, you fool. I just really?
Thank God for Mike Himes.
Oh God.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, Mike.
Oh.
Yeah. I took Jeff. Jeff and I first started hanging out together. And it was after a game. I said, hey, come on, let's go to a bar. I said, do you like dive bars? And of course, Jeff is dressed in his no socks and his
How do you do
purple
that?
suit. And I don't
I
know.
got to wear socks.
He wears his. I'm not doing that to Jeff tonight. We got plenty of episodes left to bust
Save
on
it
Jeff
for when we have a live
Mead's
audience.
balls. But anyway, we went into the Messy House and Jeff was all decked out. And like as soon as we walked in, the guys kind of just surrounded us. We were unwelcome there. It was very obvious. And Mikey Himes, I don't know if anybody knows who Mike Himes
Yeah.
is, but he was
Oh,
the
yeah.
toughest guy in Glens Falls for a long
Yes.
time. And he was bouncing there or working there, and he came up behind me and Jeff. He's like, here's the deal. Finish your drinks. I'm going to stand right behind you. Then you got to get him out of here.
Yeah.
And he did. He stood right behind us. We finished our drinks. But yeah, Jeff
Yeah.
almost lost his life that night.
Say a prayer.
Moment of silence.
Thank you, Mikey Himes, for saving Jeff Mead's life. You know, he did score a couple of goals in the game-winning, state championship. Back when they had VHS and
That's
beta
the
tapes.
banner we should keep up. The
All
one.
right. All right.
The
So
one banner we should keep. The only
right.
past
There we
I
go.
think we should talk about and leave up is Jeff Mead's one goal. Matter of fact, I think
he
we
had
should
2
make
goals
the
in that
banner.
game.
Whatever. I'll never admit it. Put that banner up.
All right.
I
So-
tell you what,
Are we doing it?
that is a great segue.
All right. So
Nice job,
That's a good
Sully.
segue.
So
Good job,
you know
Sal.
the thing about this is what Sully's talking about. He's got a cramp. Oh no, he's got a drink. Either one, it's the same thing. So we're at the Thunder's preseason game the other night, and people, and this was something that I knew was in the works, and I have no problem with it. The Thunder banners have now moved down over onto the Glen Street side, which
But not yet.
Oh, they're there.
they're there.
Oh, they're there.
The
They're
Thunder
up.
banners
Yeah.
are
They up
there.
the
Thunder
preseason game.
Yeah, they were there
Oh,
for the
yeah.
preseason game. Yep. So
So what's the?
So hold on. So the thing is, people losing their stuff saying we've got to put those Red Wing banners back up because it's part of the history and blah, blah, blah. So should I start with you, John? Let you have your 2 cents on this first before
Sure.
I'll weigh in last.
All right. Well, because I and Danny and I, we've talked about this a bunch. And in fact, I remember one of our very first on center ices that we did when the Flames were here. And if you remember correctly, the Flames played the Grand Rapids Griffins, which are they were the Detroit Red Wings,
The Red Wings.
Affiliate.
Oh, that's right too.
Yeah.
When
Okay,
that
that's
first
right.
season that the Flames were here, and I remember we got shellacked in that game. It was like 6-2 or whatever. And by the end of it, people started cheering on Grand Rapids, and that's back when I was doing Puck University. I did a whole segment. I did a whole segment about going, do you people not remember the way the Red Wings left? First off, the Red Wings have not been here since 1999.
25 years.
25 years that they have not been here. And the way they left, they said they were going to be here another season. They didn't. They said, well, we're going to go to Toledo because they got to build us a new stadium and all that. That never happened. They went dark when they left here after they left us in the lurch. People seem to forget that. I know it was hockey.
What are you doing there,
for
Seth?
a long time and all that. But the Thunder have been here for 10 years, man. And they are a fantastic team. Those banners should be in the place of honor. And honestly, I'm for just putting the banners in Heritage Hall or something like that. Red Wings have been gone since 1999. And it's time to embrace the ECHL, a league that, quite honestly, we should have been in back when the Red Wings left. If we'd gotten on in the ECHL back then in the day, I mean, think about it. We could be celebrating our 25th anniversary as opposed to our 10th right now.
Sully.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a stat at you, which will blow your mind. I just heard it tonight from Tad Sipowicz. Last year's average Thunder attendance was 4,300 a game. The last time that any Adirondack team averaged that amount for a season was the Red Wings. It was 1990. They were here in 79.
I was going to say,
That's
a long
10
time.
years. That means it was 10 years after that the Thunder drew more average attendance than the Red Wings did in their last 10 years. When people talk about the Red Wings, and I was there, everybody has that thing that they were
The nostalgia.
6,000 people
Yeah,
in
the
every
Rose-Colored
single
Classic, yeah.
game. That every single playoff game was sold out. That wasn't the case. In the first 1 or 2 rounds when the Red Wings made the playoffs, 2,500,
If that.
3,000. So I agree with you. Let's not forget them. I don't think they need to be put up. Put them in Heritage Hall. Acknowledge it. If you go into Heritage Hall, there's still trophies. Because I look at it. My father was actually the Booster Club president for the
I believe that, yeah.
Red Wings for the second and third year. So I have all those old trophies. Put them down there. We can acknowledge it. But I agree with Johnny. We haven't had our team since the Red Wings. We had the Frostbite. They were a cup of coffee. Ice Hawks, a cup of coffee. The Flames, the Phantoms, I don't count them. They were never really, I don't think the community embraced them as our team.
Yeah.
The Thunder are our team now. Put our banners up, continue the legacy, acknowledge the Red Wings, but I don't think they need to be
on the Glen Street side.
I don't think so. That's my opinion.
All right. So what do you got, Snacks? I mean, you're part of championship teams. Many.
Well, I
of
mean,
them.
they should be represented in the building somewhere. I mean, I agree with that. When I left that game, and then everybody was like, I could hear people just talking about it.
People are upset about it.
Oh, people were. I mean, as I'm walking out, I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? They're like the banners, and I'm like trying to figure out. Well, I got home, and that's when Mackenzie told me about the banner. I go, what the hell's going on with the banners? And I just said, they should be represented in the building somewhere. It was part of that.
Well,
history of that building.
somebody said, well, if you go to the what's it called now? Not the Times Union, whatever
it's called.
The week is like, well, they still have the River Rest. They said, okay, yeah, but they don't have a team.
They don't have
Right.
a team.
They don't have
an
a team.
empty building. It's not the same. It's totally not apples to apples.
That's just decorations.
Yeah, right.
So let's call brass tacks. When the Detroit Red Wings pulled the Adirondack Red Wings out of here,
They didn't give a shit about you.
they didn't care. Who had the banners taken down when Wayne Newton was in town? Wasn't the Ice Hawks. It was the Detroit Red Wings that took the banners down so they could hang them in their locker room. That's what they thought of you, the customer.
I'll tell you what, I know Artie Shaver gets somewhat of a bad rap around Glens Falls.
And
I'm an Artie Shaver fan.
Well, it's Artie's birthday.
My own,
Happy
is it
birth-
really?
yeah.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Artie
brother.
Shaver, one of my favorites. For other reasons besides that. But he's the one that brought those banners back.
So what happens
and
is
paid to have them.
So
right?
what happens is the Ice Hawks are having something going on down in Heritage Hall. And I come into the arena. And this is after Wayne Newton would played, and this is legit. Wayne Newton was there, and when they were putting up the lights and everything, they took the banners down. The Red Wings did, to take them back with them to Detroit. So this was like the first thing that they had in the arena right after the Wayne Newton concert. I walk in, Robbie Nichols is standing there. I go, Robbie, where the hell are the banners? And he goes, what? He didn't even think to look. And I said, the banners are gone. They just took them. And then Robbie goes, what the hell's going on? So then it's me, Robbie Nichols, and Art Shaver. And to me, I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off because we were supposed to have one more year. I'm pissed off just by the way things went. Everything went down where they left via a fax that came in at 20 after 2. And I know what time it was because I was standing right there. Fax came in at 20 after 2 for a 2:00 press conference. That's how they left. They didn't want to be questioned.
You know what else they took besides the banners? The season ticket money.
Yeah.
People had paid for season tickets. And they took that, and that now they got it, the city or whatever got it back, but it took them years.
It's just bullshit.
To get it.
And it's for me, and I've got a different perspective because I've worked with everybody. I mean, I worked for the Red Wings, I worked for the Ice Hawks, I worked for the Frostbite, I worked for the Phantoms, I worked for the Flames, I've worked for the Thunder. I have a different perspective on that, and there are a lot of good people that came from the Red Wings. I mean, Glenn Murkowski, a dear friend of mine.
Dave Strader.
And Dave Strader. There's so many great people, and a lot of great things happened. That's right.
A lot of great players came through the organization.
Right.
But that was 25
25
years ago. That's 25 years ago. So what happens is you've got generations that haven't a clue. All they're doing is living their grandparents' dreams. Back when I was going to the Red Wings.
Some of the folks that were upset weren't even alive back then.
I completely
They
agree.
weren't even alive.
You're absolutely right. I mean, the
I
furor
wasn't.
on social media, it was just
Right.
like,
What year
wasn't
were you
alive.
born, Seth?
99.
But it's there's a
Were you really 1990?
there's a generation plus that doesn't know what a hockey game sounds like without me in the arena because I started 26 years ago.
Who was the guy? What was the guy's name that did most of the red? Like, let's say in the mid
The Plie guy,
80s. Yeah, who was the
Greg
guy?
Betray,
That's right.
a
I
great
couldn't think of
voice.
his name.
great
he
guy.
Was great.
He was great.
He did a great job.
So
yeah.
with Greg Betray, so for folks that are watching, they know I do the PA for the Thunder. He comes up to me. He was at one of the games and he goes, "I couldn't do this." He says, "There's just the showbiz part of it.
Well,
it's
there's
entirely
way
different."
more now than there used to be.
It's,
I would
but
imagine.
The thing is, put the banners up on where the Thunder banners were. Put it over on the side there, over towards Finch.
We got some discussion in our Facebook group.
I'll bet we do.
So somebody chimed in and said the only banner that should be up is Glenn Murkowski's. The other one, Brad DeLoud chimed in, trumpeter. Question for the group. Obviously, I wasn't around during the Red Wings years or when the team's banners or Deneen or Murkowski individually were put up. Who will be the first player or who was the first player or coach to have the individual banner? Do you remember who it was?
For
What's the
Red
question?
Wings. So who had their
the
banner,
Red Wings?
Who had their banner first?
Murkowski.
Murkowski.
He was the only one.
Yeah, and
And-
then they put up one for Bill Deneen.
For Bill Deneen, but that didn't happen until after he
Deneen
passed.
wasn't up there last year.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Yeah,
He was
Yeah,
on
he
the
was
right
up there.
hand. He was on the right hand side. Yeah.
And then the other question was, who do you think will be the first player or coach from the Thunder to have their individual banner?
Good
And there's
question.
been some talk behind the scenes
Good question.
that there might not even be an individual banner put up.
Me personally, I'm not. I don't like retiring numbers.
Especially in minor league hockey. I mean, the first guy that comes to mind for me would be Pete MacArthur. In his time here, he wore like 2 different numbers. So which number?
So that kind of, it's tough because when you start saying, who's going to have their number hung up from the rafters, or who's going into the Hall of Fame or whatever, it's different. So everything's the scale has got to move. It's got to move.
I mean, you guys watch more hockey than I've ever watched, but it's like, I hung out with some of these guys after they got done with their games. Green Jackets had a game on Saturday night. Hockey had a game. We'd always wind up being at a bar somewhere. Sometimes they were fighting each other, and other times we were all.
You must have killer stories.
We were all walking out at 4:30 in the morning trying to figure out where we were going to get something to eat. Going down to New Way Lunch and getting a Dirt Dogs and getting some Dirt Dogs to eat. And then they were like, Danny Shank and all those guys hanging out with
Shank.
Yeah, Shank would sit there. He'd be fully suited, and he'd have his suit and tie and everything on, and we'd be at a bar, and somebody would want to come up and fight him and say, "Oh, you're not on the ice," and he goes, "I don't fight. He fight." And he'd point at either me or Brando. And the next thing you know, John's standing there. He's like, "Oh, I want to go." And I'm like, "Here we go." And it was just, but that was the thing. It's like, as far as Detroit with I didn't know how they left and all that stuff, but a lot of those guys have come back. You see them.
Well, yeah, they
show
love
back
the
up.
area. I mean, look,
Yeah, well, they love the area. But that's what I'm
that's
saying
a
is
good
that
point.
it's out of respect for those guys, because they're the ones that either earned those banners.
The banners, I put them up on the for me. Put them in the Finch side. Put them over there.
Right.
You need to have the prominence of the banners because it's a Thunder building.
Correct.
It is a Thunder building. This is not a Red Wings building, and it hasn't been for
It's
25
not. It's a
years.
Thunder. Listen, I got all the stuff I've got now. I mean, I go to the games.
Yeah.
We got season tickets, stuff like that. My family enjoys going to hockey. I like going. It's not that I didn't like going to hockey. It was just I had so much other stuff going on. I didn't go.
The organization, Jeff and Tad and the crew, they have made it not a hockey game. It's not like the Red Wings used to be. It's a social event. Johnny Bove, my boss, he goes to a couple games, and his favorite part, he goes, when I go down to Heritage Hall, he goes, you introduce me to everybody of who's who. They all go to the game. That's kind of what they do now. You see all the heavy hitters. And when I say heavy hitters, prominent business people in Glens Falls, Queensboro area, they're in Heritage Hall. It's a social event now more than it is almost a hockey game.
Everybody loves having the Green Jackets and then having hockey. I go to the hockey games because everybody loves their local home teams.
Sure.
And we're seeing that more and more. It's an entertainment value. So the more entertainment value you can put on it, the more fun that you're having, your family's having fun and things like that. You're watching hockey. Everybody loves, like you said, we all have competitive juices that flow. Sure. And we want to watch, we want to see our guys win. We want to see the players.
And again, to be one of the smallest markets, I'm assuming
we are the
smallest market in the league.
By far.
The success that we have, and we all know, I can't stand complimenting Jeff Mead. but what he's done, and again, and not just Jeff, but the staff.
It's a whole crew.
Oh, the
It's a
whole
crew. What they've done with that team is really remarkable because they're back. It's the thing to do now.
I mean,
God, I hate to do that.
I know. It really pains you.
It does bother me awful.
It pains you so much. But still, it's it's the place to be. I
They've
mean,
put a quality.
Look at it. We're up
They've all,
over-
as an organization, they've put a quality product on the ice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Correct.
I'm
People don't
off
even-
the ice too.
On top
Right,
of that,
yeah.
but people don't even realize. Like last year, we had a great year. The year before, barely made the playoffs. Right, last day of the season.
last day.
But we had great attendance all year. So I mean, yes, it always helps when the team's successful. But even when they weren't playing lights out, they're still drawing people to the atmosphere. It's the whole production.
And that's the thing which has changed, from the days when I was with the Red Wings. When I first started with the Red Wings back in '92 as their Billy Floyd. Okay. So I was that guy. So at that point they said, well, we've got to do some entertaining. We got to do some show. We got to put on something like that. And to where it is now, if you were to do percentages, the people that are heavy duty into hockey, like the Brad Delisles who's with us tonight, watching, you got the people that are really invested into the hockey part. And then you got the casual fans. And then you got the people that are there because they want to go out and have fun on a Friday or Saturday night. The percentage of people that want to go out and have fun on a Friday or Saturday night far outweighs what goes on with the serious heavy-duty fans and the casual fans.
Well, Johnny Pratt can attest to this, too. I've been to Portland. I've been to Worcester. I've been to Manchester. I've been to Florida. When you go to the CIA, you get an NHL experience for the price of an ECHL ticket. You get Dan Miner and everyone. Dan, you're the best in the game by far from what I've seen being out there. The in between period stuff.
Billy's the best.
Billy kills it.
He kills
it. And I've seen those other, and they're
awful.
I don't want to shit on anybody that does that job.
It's tough. You know it.
Speaking in front of public people, it's horrible, and it takes a thing.
It takes two of them, right?
A nut job.
They said this,
A nut job.
It's like Dan and I talked about this before. They're setting a standard.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Well,
trying to reach the standard that the Thunder
You get
has.
an
Everybody's
NHL
trying to reach
production
the
for the
Thunder
price
that the
of an
Jackets are
ECHL
having. I
hockey
mean, that's
ticket.
the thing. Everybody's trying to reach that standard. We last year winning a championship with the Green Jackets, we go out and everybody they want to be,
by the way.
yeah,
That's
they
so
want to
cool.
they want to reach that standard. And that's the thing. And that came from all of our coaches and our staff and our our announcers and live streamers and everything that we have. Everybody that we have.
And
is
even
involved.
more hats off to you, Hank, because if I'm not wrong, a lot of your guys are volunteer positions.
They are volunteer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that's a whole different ball game. So even a bigger kudos to you. You're being successful, and guys are doing that shit for free because they love it.
They love being part of it.
That's
It's fun.
different.
It's like
You know what
Dan
I
said to me
mean?
before. If it wasn't fun, it wouldn't be worth doing it.
And I think one of the cool parts is obviously everyone that is an ECHL team has this. But, you go to the rink, no matter if it's opening night or if it's a random Wednesday, you see people and you go, how was your summer? I haven't seen you in a long
right?
time. You give them a hug.
Dude, yeah, I walked
everything.
into the preseason game, and there was probably about 15 people that I said hi to before I even got through the doors. You know what I mean?
My favorite part of the first game is to find out who's around me that has switched their season tickets.
It literally took.
I get new friends every year.
I got over to section Q the other night, and I sat there. I said to my wife, I said, "We should have picked the other side."
Poor Neil,
She's
poor
like,
Neil
"Why?" And I said,
Nielsen
it
and his
took me
wife
almost
Carol.
25 minutes to get around the back end of it just to get over there.
And that's not even with a full barn.
So
Yeah. Oh, I know.
season tickets this year. Oh, Sully messed up his camera.
Yeah,
All right,
surprise.
John can help you out there, but they've got to be right around 2,400, so half the house.
I think, and one of the cool things too is that
Thank
you don't get that. You just don't get that around any other
Well,
league.
Well, let me say this: when we went to Florida, so it was Sully, Tad Sipowicz, and Jeff Mead and myself. The four of us were hanging out.
Larry.
Yeah, and Larry. And Larry.
That's
Another show.
That's another show.
that's when you ran into Mike Kelly.
Yeah, so Mike Kelly, I know because I used. Yeah. Well, so Mike used to work for Springfield. So when he in the American Hockey League, so I knew him from then, and he sees us walk in, and this is God's honest truth. We walk in, and he looks at me, and goes, oh shit, Dan Miner's here. And I'm like, stop. And he goes, we can't do what you guys do in Glens Falls. We can't do it because the thing is, with the crew that we have, the people that run the video boards, the people, the Billy Floyds, the Tad and Jeff and Victoria and Alexis and all those people, Nine Toe, Sean Driscoll, you go around and
Zach Walker
now. But the commitment that everybody has to putting out a great product, regardless win or loss, because I don't want to say we don't care. We still have to bring our A+ game, regardless of what's going on in that ice sheet.
Well, and on top of that, you got to remember the bottom line is that the team has to make money.
Yeah.
If they don't make any money,
no, there's no hockey.
Right. So that has a lot to do with it too.
And it doesn't matter if there's a Jacob DeSaris Wavy game and there's 1,000 people in the building, like you mentioned, or if it's opening night and there's 5,000 plus in that building.
You got to bring the A game. I don't care.
You have to. And it doesn't. It's the same thing kind of on the radio. If something's going on.
That comes down to hiring the right people.
Yeah.
I mean,
and once again, I hate
you're giving kudos to Jeff Mead again. Are you okay?
No, I agree with that because Jeff is and to be serious, I mean, I've been doing this sports entertainment thing now for a quarter century plus. You got to know when someone needs a pat on the back and when someone needs a kick in the ass, and Jeff's really good at that. I mean, as far as the business side of it goes, Jeff's brilliant, and I say that unabashedly.
Well, it's not his first rodeo. People don't realize. I mean, Jeff ran, I believe, 2 arenas about the same size as the CIA when he was in Dallas or wherever the hell he came from.
San Antonio?
Parts unknown.
San Antonio?
I think it was San
No,
Antonio.
Texarkana. What do you mean?
He still he can't get rid of the y'all.
Don't even start that.
No, he does. He gives it the y'all.
He does that around me. I'll kick him right.
I've never heard him say it.
Sully, when you were listing every market you went to watch the Thunder, are you banned from all those cities? You're just listing them.
Well, Manchester's not around anymore. Let's put it that way.
I bet Manchester. You know what? Why would you bring that up? Let me just say, I like to bring my entertainment.
Yeah, the entertainment value goes. It goes. It travels with Sully.
Like Chippendale.
Sure. If that's what it takes to sell,
I'll tell you one mistake that Jeff made last week that he's probably regretting today.
What did he tell you could do?
So at the bullpen last week, the referees were doing
they had their training camp.
Right. And the commissioner of the ECHL was here.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, Ryan Creelan.
Ryan's a Met fan. I was a Philly fan, so we're joshing back and forth.
Oh boy, this has got bad written all over it.
So I mentioned to him that I was going to Jersey this past weekend to see us because I live 15 minutes from him. I said, geez, you should meet us for a cocktail. He gave me his cell phone number. I got the commissioner of the ECHL's phone number.
Oh, God.
And Jeff is really, really nervous.
Awesome.
Oh.
And when they suspended Ski-O the other night,
yeah,
I was furious. I didn't want to waste a call on a preseason game. But Jeff's not real happy that I have Ryan's.
Oh, that's not good.
Right?
You laugh and joke about Creelan here for a minute, but I mean,
great guy
what the ECHL was before he came in, basically as commissioner. I mean,
young guy, too. Like 40.
Well,
right?
not even talking about like rules wise, but just making the league relevant. I mean, who would have thought that 10 years ago, for example, that you would be able to play an ECHL team at an NHL game?
Yeah.
Like thinking out loud marketing wise, the ECHL the last 3 seasons have done the best they've done in the last 12 or 13. I mean, even when the ECHL All-Star game was here, I mean, there were a lot of people up here, but at the same time, now it's exploded in half. I mean, the first year that they had the game on the NHL Network was 2017. Neil Smith was here. Cameron Close did the game as well. I mean, that was the first year that they said, really tested the water and said, okay, let's see if we can really make a run at this.
Well,
and
it helps that they become a developmental league. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah.
When you can see Isaac Poulter in net for the Thunder on a Wednesday, and on Saturday afternoon he's backing up in New Jersey. Let's be honest. That would not have happened 25 years ago.
I was actually trying to. It came out. I was flipping through the channels, and I said, "What is this?" I thought I thought it was a Thunder game.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
and
then I look and I see the Devils, and I'm like, Wait.
Yeah.
And I go,
Yeah.
oh, so it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about it is the ECHL really is a more developmental league than the American Hockey League is now, and that's
Easy. That's your show on Monday nights.
That's another story for another
I
time.
think the American Hockey League's become almost like a practice league.
It's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
In my opinion.
We can get into that.
I would much rather have the team we have here now.
Oh,
than
me too.
the
Me
AHL
too.
team.
No, and it's
Personally,
you
my
know what?
opinion.
It's user friendly, and when you go from Jeff Mead and Tad Sipowicz to Pete MacArthur and Mike Bergen and what they do, I mean, that's a hard job. When you gotta bring guys in and out, and then work with Utica and New Jersey to make sure all the pieces fit
That
together.
was one of my biggest things when they named MacArthur head coach. Like, dude, you got to cut your teammates.
Yeah.
You may have to tell one of your best friends that his career is over.
Oof.
I'm still
That's
trying
a
to figure out
huge-
how they do all this trading with
That's
Kevin
a
over
huge
there.
transition.
I can see Kevin.
Kevin.
Deneen.
Oh,
It just
I mean, that's a huge transition from a coach to a
and it's
player.
tough. It's a
You're
tough.
right? I
I
can't
mean,
even imagine.
we know because we're
That'd
former
be
elite.
like you cutting Pete Clutch.
we're former elite athletes. We know, but sometimes people don't know. So it's.
I think Coach is done with bowling or changing a diaper
Why is that?
because he's on now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good to have you on board, Coach. That was nice, sweet.
Sully wants to know where his sandwiches are.
I'm going to pretend that I cut him from the show tonight.
That's a whole other topic for another
Yes.
night. That is. I can't say thanks enough to the bullpen for having us here tonight.
Yep. Thank you.
Johnny Pratt stepping up, and you're going to be a regular contributor to the show. And I love you coming on here because I love your perspective. And you and I have been great friends and co-workers for a long, long time. And I really do appreciate you being here tonight.
Anytime.
Soul Dog, this
Fun, right?
I'll tell you. Did I tell you we're gonna have fun?
All right. I didn't go overboard. I was.
No, you're good.
Yeah, you're
All
okay.
right.
You're okay. Snacks.
Oh yeah.
And this is just a practice show.
Like you
We're
and I were
talking practice.
like you and I were talking about it that one day. At first, Paulie didn't even think it was real.
It's the truth. Paulie didn't think we were real. So
Really?
So
Yeah.
he thought we were just going to come up here and just bullshit and put it on like Facebook Live and let it go.
Oh, no kidding.
No, and I said, no, Paulie. So then we sat down and I said, we've invested a lot of money. We've invested a lot of money in equipment. We've invested in all sorts
Very
of
cool. I'm
things.
so excited.
And the guys that we have involved with us, I know RJ's not here tonight, and I missed the hell right out of him. And the coach isn't here tonight, miss him. But we've got a bunch of good people
Yeah, we're gonna have
that
some
are
fun.
that are going to be here with us, and we're going to have fun every Tuesday night, sometimes Wednesdays. And Seth Cooper, great job as always.
Yes.
And this has been, we really put a lot on
I've
Seth.
learned a lot about Seth tonight.
Yeah.
We really put a
A little
lot.
more than I thought I'd
Too
ever
much
learn.
information, perhaps.
What was that, Johnny?
I said a little too much information.
Yeah.
perhaps.
Right?
I'm gonna have nightmares later.
Johnny won that great job
You,
tonight.
you can always give me a call.
No, I'm not. If I call you in the middle of the night, something's wrong.
I don't need to go off the rails.
Stop doing it in that voice.
I don't need to go off the rails
But
on
give me a
the
call.
crazy
Give
train
me a
here.
call, baby.
But
1-900.
I will say this, with the support of Hank and you, and even, our loved ones and spouses, Lisa, Judy, Allie, I mean, to have the support of each and every one that has, who's approached us with this idea, no one has said to us, you know what, I don't know about this one, or I'm not sure. Everyone is like, you're doing a podcast? Let's go. Like it's incredible and it's really cool.
Yeah.
Wait till you're pulling up to a bank and the lady actually asks you if you eat that much bacon.
I don't.
Are you really doing a podcast?
Wait.
You're gonna eat bacon on it? I go.
Well, I will
maybe.
say this: that coming up on one of our shows, we're gonna bring up a hot plate. Okay, we're gonna have those electronic dog collars, and then we're gonna have some people making some pancakes, and we're gonna see how that goes.
What?
Yeah, count me out of that show, guys.
What are you doing? What are we doing?
You
You
know those.
got me going through a car wash tomorrow. What?
Oh,
So-
that's right. That's
Oh,
tomorrow. Isn't
Shut
it?
up, John.
Oh, I forgot all about that. That's going to be so much fun to see.
Pancakes.
Oh, apparently
while
you're
wearing a
not.
dog
I was
collar.
on Team Pete.
Yeah, you gotta make a pancake. You got all the pancake mix.
You know
and
those
gotta
shock
try and make
collars?
a pancake with a shock collar attached to your
Touch your wrist.
wrist,
Oh, you're only going to attach it to the
and then you get
wrist?
zapped.
Yes.
Oh, okay. For
Yeah.
some
No,
reason, I
no, no.
thought you were gonna-
Our wives
why?
won't let us go.
I
We
don't
can't
do
do
it.
it
We've
around
already
our
been
neck.
told we can't do it.
I don't understand it. Why?
So then when
did
you're
I do that
when
on
you're
purpose?
we're doing the flip jack,
You get zapped.
You get zapped. And so you're zapped with the
You're
dog,
trying-
the
when you're
shock
trying to
collar.
pour
I get that, but why are we doing that to ourselves?
It makes it's
That's a
it's
good
good
question.
podcast.
it's good podcasting.
Can't we just be funny?
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
this is
that'll
gonna be
funny.
hilarious. It'll be fun. You'll see.
I need a stunt man.
You think someone's gonna volunteer for that? Seth, you want to thank our sponsors?
Yeah, big thank you once again to the Bullpen for having us here. Oscar Smokehouse, Adventure Family Fun Center, Cleaning Out Containers, Edward Jones, Stephen Babson's office, Mullins Construction, High Society. Make sure you're 21 years or older before you use, and make sure that if you have an incident, please contact the appropriate person you have to contact, and Alan Powers, CPA. Once again, special thanks to everyone who tuned in tonight. We went 90 minutes, an hour and 30. Felt like it was 5 minutes long.
That flew.
That was
Yeah.
cool.
But certainly excited and ready to get going here. Had some audio issues, but we're okay. We're going to run into those every once in a while. But for the most part, everyone enjoyed themselves tonight. Appreciate everyone. And
Next Tuesday night, another dummy show.
next Tuesday night, I wasn't sure. if
Another
we were-
test
if we
show.
were
Yeah, we're
go
gonna do
there, so-
another one. I
All
want to
right.
make sure that we got everything down. So
Okay.
next Tuesday night, same bat time, same bat channel.
And if you're watching on the replay, don't forget there's a QR code on the right of your screen. John Pratt's mugshot's right there. Be sure to give us a super chat, and $10 more. We'll get you a nickname from our character. So just heads up on
How
that
does
as
that
well.
work? I can't even tell what that is there.
That works. That
All right.
works. So
We'll see you next week with another edition of Talking Smack from the Bullpen on right here at the Bullpen. I was going to say something else. The hell with that. I ain't doing that. They ain't paying my bills. We'll see you next week.
All right, everybody.